think the biggest starting point for us was an article actually that our dramaturg Klaus Bertisch wrote decades ago for the opera in Frankfurt for a different production of Bohème. That he said, look at Act 3, look at what Puccini and also Illica and Giocosa, the librettists, write, where they place it, because they place it back then in the 1830s, in the outskirts of Paris, close to what was then called the Barrière d'Enfer. And it's also the place that nowadays you can still go into the catacombs. The Barrière d'Enfer, the border of hell, doesn't exist anymore. And we were intrigued by that because neither Puccini or the two writers of the libretto could have known that place because they stem from a time that Paris was already rebuilt. We had a very big gut feeling that what Puccini, Illica and Giocosa were referring to had a much bigger symbolism. And I always said to the team, I said, wouldn't it be fantastic if we can do it in one image, the entire show, but find an image where all these different acts can take place, but at the same time this image is also a more profound, symbolic and metaphysical image. So me and Klaus went into the train from Amsterdam to Paris and started marching around the city. I was constantly, having my camera with me, hoping to find this one image. We went into the catacombs. It is fascinating. You go down and the first thing you see is this big stone above. Arrête, c'est ici l'empire de la mort. Stop. This is the kingdom of death. Act 3 is where Mimi literally is on the border of hell. She has to choose to live with Rodolfo, she will die, but living without him is hell. Those scenes are on top of literally the gateway to hell, and it's lined with bones and skulls. It's fascinating. But I said to Klaus, we can't just put the entire opera in the catacombs of Paris. I mean, how are we going to celebrate Christmas Eve? And then I was actually ready to admit defeat. And I look to my left, and I stop, and I think, and I look again, and then I knew I had it. There was a huge iron gate between the houses. It was a very narrow alley, actually. Only cobblestones with two sidewalks, two pavements on each side, perfectly symmetrical. And I saw people walk over it and just go up and disappear. I look up onto what the name of the street is, the street sign. It was called Passage d'Enfer, the passage to the underworld. And my heart stopped and I thought, this is it. We've got my one image.